Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Akhandanandamatmanam Vijnayasva Swarupadah Bhirantas Sadananda Rasasvadanamatmani. When one is thus established in one's essential nature, which is space-like. See, our mind functions only in forms and names. Because of our association with the forms and names, when we reflect on the absolute reality, we get lost only in conceiving different forms, different names. And by that the mind is still kept alive. The mind is not allowed to be dissolved in the consciousness. Therefore, this type of bhavana or the dharana is indicated in Yoga Shastra. Do the bhavana, this is called as assertion, not negation. In negation, we negate. The world is not me, the sense organs, the got rid of the mind, everything. Not. Neti neti. Then what is assertion? In that assertion, we do the bhavana being space-like. When we practice this for a long period of time, the net result will be the worldly things and beings will have minimum impact on us. Even if there is an impact, it will not last long. Like a sneeze, it will come and go. After this is achieved, then the second stage comes, wherein we do the bhavana of being the mental space, chitta-akash. Because the thoughts are nothing but the shapes, forms, names. When I say cow, so immediately the mind takes the shape of the cow. So we do the second bhavana, being space-like. When this is practiced, then the impact of the thoughts will start diminishing. As a result, the mind will start remaining less virulent and quieter and quieter. Second stage. After that is done, then the third stage comes. Being Chidakash. So what is the Chidakash? Chidakash is with reference to the experiencer. The gross space is with reference to the object of experience. When the object of experience does not bother us, we have conquered first battle. Then the experience of the objects of the world. When the experiences of the object of the world do not bother us, we have conquered the second battle. We have gone beyond the thoughts. Every experience is thought process. Then the third, last, deciding battle. When we take this position, being the conscious space, Chidakash. Chidakash means whether the experiencer is a waker, dreamer, deep sleeper or samadhi person. They come, stay, disappear, along with their paraphernalia. The waking state, the dream state, the deep sleep state and the samadhi state. All of them, like the clouds, they appear, they disappear. They appear, they disappear. When this is achieved, they will understand this mantra, Bahiranta Sadananda Rasasvadanamatmani. Then there is no concept of inside or outside. See? When we go for a vacation, such beautiful places, oh, it is so nice, I am very happy. So our happiness has come from outside. Then somebody tells us that you are very, very beautiful. So that happiness has come from inside. See? Bahiranta, external things, their presence and absence. Inner experiences, joy or sorrows, they become redundant. Then only Bahiranta Rasasvadana, one is established in this absolute reality. Up to here we have seen yesterday. Vairagyasya phalam bodho, bodhasya uparati phalam, swanandanubhavat shanti, eshavu uparatehe phalam. Vairagyasya phalam bodha. When we are dispassionate, bodha, the experience of the self takes place. See? Take an example. We are attached to the sounds. Mind cannot survive without sounds and forms. We are attached to the sounds. So, Sri Ram, Sri Ram, Sri Ram. Mind is surviving. Words are important. Don't sing cinema songs. Bhagwan ka naam do. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Attachment to specific sounds. Now, you are no more attached to any sound. Whether Lord's name or a cinema song or a noise makes no difference. When the sounds make no difference, you are not a listener. Listening is happening, but a listener is not born. Therefore, Vairagyasya phalam bodha. When an experience is taking place, but the experiencer is not born, that is called as bodha, the experience of one's being. Bodhasya uparatihi phalam. And when we thus abide in our essential nature, withdrawal from the world is natural. See? Bhagavan Shankaracharya, Kshine vitte kaha parivaraha, jnati tattve kaha samsaraha. He who is abiding in the self, for him, where is the samsara? Therefore, bodhasya uparatihi phalam, withdrawal, effortless withdrawal from the world. Then, swanandanubhavat shanti. And when one is established in the bliss that oneself is, shanti, there is peace. And this peace, esha uparatehe phalam. And this peace is because one is completely withdrawn from the relativity and abiding in the absolute. Therefore, yadi uttara abhave purva purvam tu nishphalam. If we imagine that we are having dispassion, but we don't have the experience, then we are having dispassion is an illusion. There is no dispassion. See, dispassion definitely leads to the realization. See, unless we are dispassionate towards the world, we cannot even sleep. Those people who don't get sleep is because they are not able to drop the world. The world is still ringing in their mind. They can't go to sleep. Therefore, if we imagine that we have dispassion but there is no experience, we are imagining that there is a dispassion but there is none. Therefore, nivrutti paramatrutti, the complete ultimate fulfillment in life is nivrutti. Nivrutti means what? Yogarato va, bhogarato va, sangarato va, sangavihina. There are no ifs and buts. See? If this is there, then I am happy. If this is not there, I am not happy. See? The experience which is not having any clause of ifs and buts, that is nivrutti paramatrutti, and anandaha anupamaha swataha. And this is anupama. Anupama means what? It cannot be compared with anything. See? It cannot be compared. Therefore, it is the bliss of its own being. Nobody can even talk or think about it. Mayopadhi jagat yonihi sarvajnatva dilakshanaha paroksha shabalaha satyadi atmakastat padavidaha. Now from here onward, up to here, the teacher has given us the information about the truth. Now, this is the external sadhana we have done. Now we come in Vedanta where Shravan, Manan and Nididhyasana. That is the Antaranga sadhana. From here the instruction is Upadesha. Upadesha is through the Mahavakya, Tattvamasi Mahavakya. Now what we have been talking about is not about some God sitting above the clouds, but it was about you and you and you. Therefore, now the Maya Upadhi, with the conditioning of the Maya, the Ishvara, he is called as Jagat Yoni, he is the womb of the world, Sarvajnatva Dilakshanaha, so he is both the material cause and efficient cause. Sarvajnatva Dilakshanaha, associated with the attributes like omniscient, omnipresent, omnipotent, etc. Paroksha Shabalaha, and he is inferred from reference, inference. Like the child is seen and then we see a lady and the child looks like the lady. So we infer, is he your child? Yes, how do you know? Xerox copy. So Paroksha Shabalaha. So it is indirectly known Satyadi Atmakas Tadvadavidaha. And this is the meaning of the Tattvamasi Mahavakya. There are three letters, words, Tat, Tvam, Asi. So what is the meaning of the Tat? Tat means that which is the womb of the world, that which is the controller of the world and the Jiva, is the meaning of the Tat. Now we come to the next. Alambanataya bhati yaha asmat pratyay shabdayoho antఃkarana sambhinna bodha sattvam padavidaha. Now the same Paramatma with the conditioning of the asmat pratyaya. Asmat pratyaya means the notion of I. So that absolute reality which is under the conditioning of the antःkarana, the panchakoshas, and where the notion of I is born, that is the meaning of the Tvam in Tat Tvam Asi Mahavakya. We attend you. Tat means that, Tvam means you, Asi means are. You are that. Now these are the standard technical words used in Vedanta Shastra. The example given by Bhagwan Shankaracharya is Soyam Devadattaha, Saha Ayam Devadattaha. He is that Devadatta. So that somewhere else, and here he is the same. How can he be that? So what we have to do? We have to remove the conditioning of the time and space and object, etc., and come to discover the substratum. Exactly here, the same thing. Maya avidya vihaya. When the conditioning of the Maya and the conditioning of the avidya or the antakarana vihaya is given up and upadhi parajivayoho. So what is the conditioning of the Ishvara? Conditioning of the Ishvara is Maya and conditioning of the Jiva is antakarana. When these two conditionings are discarded, what remains is the substratum. Here many students make one small mistake. See, Jiva cannot become Ishvara. Make it very clear. Ocean can become the wave. Wave cannot become the ocean. You know, in Bhagavad Mahabharata, some stories come. Once, Bhagavan Krishna was taking food without any rules and regulations, sitting with everybody, eating with the left and right hand, not doing the prayer. Brahmaji got angry. You are not following the rules and regulations. You need to be taught the lesson. See? Like here in Bombay, the police calls stand. So Brahmaji thought, I have to teach a lesson to Bhagavan Krishna. So he has taken away all the animals and gopas and everything. And then he thought, let me teach. And for 1 full year, Bhagavan Krishna became everything. Their nature, their size, their shape, their habits, everything, for 1 year. And Brahmaji was surprised, how come there is no chaos? And then he came to realize, nobody is missing. But they, who are these people then, whom I have hidden them? There the teacher tells in Bhagavad Mahabharata, Brahmaji can create pots out of the clay, Brahmaji cannot create the clay. See? So, the Jiva cannot become Ishvara. There may be siddhis. See? So when I have some siddhis, in comparison to others, I may be superior, but not the ultimate. See, friends. Therefore, when the conditioning of the Maya and the conditioning of the Antakarana, when they are rejected, the Jiva does not become Ishvara, but the Jiva merges in Paramatma. See, this is the basic thing to be understood. Otherwise, when you discard the conditioning of the Jivatva, then you become Ishvara. No, then we have not understood anything. Because Jiva and Ishvara, they are in relation to each other. If there is no Jiva, where there is Ishvara? See, in one of the compositions of a devotee on Jagannath Bhagavan in Puri, he was denied entrance by the Pandas in the temple. So this devotee got very angry and he composed. And you have become very arrogant, O Lord. Your position is because of me. If the devotees do not glorify you, who will come to you? Oh, it's a truth. We only go to the temple and thereby the God is glorified. So it is parasparam bhavayantaha shreyam paramam apsara. Therefore the Jiva and Ishvara, they are in relation to each other. They have no independent existence. Therefore, Maya avidya vihaya eva upadhi parajivayoho. Then what happens? Akhandam satchidanandam param brahma vilakshate. See, the Ishvara is not happening. Then akhanda, unbroken, satchidanandam, the conscious blissful reality, param brahma, which is absolute, infinite, blissful being, vilakshate is indicated. See, Maharaj, therefore the question comes, how do we practice this Mahavakya Upadesh? We can understand every morning get up and when you take little water, instead of throwing here and there, you are already shortage of water. So go and spit it into the tulasi plant. Do it. We understand. Then take the mala in the hand and Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. That we understand. Or give in charity. Anyway, take out the purse and see which is the most dilapidated road. That we understand. But when we are told practice Tattvamasi, means what? So here the practice is given. Vihaya upadhi. Discard the upadhi. Now there are two upadhis. One upadhi is our Panchakoshas, because of which we have become Jiva. And the other upadhi is Maya, because of which the same Paramatma has become Ishvara. Now, I have a freedom to remove my shirt, my upadhi. I am feeling very hot. Oh God, I must remove my shirt. Can I tell at the side, it's very hot, remove your shirt. Shall I remove? He will come and give me one. In the same manner, I can remove, discard my upadhi. I cannot discard and remove the upadhi of the Ishvara, namely the Maya. See friends, therefore the real spiritual practice is rise above the Panchakoshas. When you cease to be a Jiva, there is no place for Ishvara. See? So this is the practice of Vedanta according to the Tvam-pada. This is called as Tvam-pada Shodhanam. Shodhanam means searching. So we search. So, na tvam deho nendriyani na prano na mano na dhi vikaritvad vinashitvad drishyatvad cha gato yatha. Anything which is seen, which is modifying and which is destroyed, like a pot, cannot be the me, and so also all these three qualities are associated with all the Panchakoshas, therefore they cannot be me. This is the Vyatireka sadhana, negation of what I am not. Then the second sadhana with reference to Tat-pada. How do we discard the upadhi of Maya of the Ishvara? See, Bhagavad Gita 7th chapter. Daivi hesha gudamayi mama maya durakteya mameva ye prapadyante maya metam tarantite. Hesha mama maya durakteya. Very difficult to cross. Don't play with my maya. Then mameva ye prapadyante. Those who surrender themselves to me, they transcend the Maya. There was a wise thief. Thieves are definitely wiser than the police. So there was a wise thief. And he had to break the house and take a big loot. So what he did, like a godfather, cinema you must have seen. So like a godfather, he used to go to the rich man's house. And every time he goes, he play with the dogs. So first he started going and giving respect to that rich man, talk to something, and also start playing with the dogs. And after a few days, the dog realized that he is our own person, not outside. And every day he gives something to eat, a piece of meat or something. And when he has conquered the owner, the Maya, the dog, stands cancer. See how true it is. In the same manner, when we surrender to the divine will, we have transcended the Maya. Because what is Maya? Maya is living under desire pressure. That is Maya. And when we thus agree with his will, that is what is called a surrender. By this, we transcend the Tat-pada and we have transcended the Tvam-pada. The net result is like the cathode and the anode. When they come together, the light happens. So, the Vedanta sadhana is with reference to the Tvam-pada. And the Bhakti sadhana, the path of devotion, is with reference to the Tat-pada. Therefore, Bhakti and Jnanam, devotion and knowledge, they always go hand in hand. They are not contradictory to each other. If a devotee thinks knowledge is useless, and if a Vedantin thinks devotion is humble, both of them going the wrong way. It has to be a perfect balance. In this way, understanding, itham vakkaihi tadarthanu sandhanam shravanam bhavet yuktya sambhavita tattvanu sandhanam mananantuta. In this manner, itham vakkaihi tad artha anusandhanam. So when we thus take the Mahavakyas and try to recognize the meaning, the import of the Mahavakya in our own experience, that is called a Shravanam. Shravana is not only hearing. Friends, at the time of listening, the experience takes place. It is not afterward, it is not posthumous. It's now and here. Because this experience doesn't demand any means of knowledge, any place, any time, any situation, no nothing. To understand the earth, we have to go somewhere. To understand water, we have to do something. To understand fire, we have to get burned. To understand air, we have to get blown away by the air. To understand space, where we have to go. You don't have to go anywhere. Abidance in this. At the time of listening, if it happens, then it is called as Shravanam. See, friends. Then, Yuktya Sambhavita Tattva Anusandhanam Mananantuta. And thereafter, when we do the Shravanam, at the time of listening, we have very clear understanding, yes, Aham Brahmasmi. But the problem is, after the lecture is over, again Aham Brahmosmi. Now what is to be done? So our Shravanam is not concretized by the reflection or the Mananam. So what the Shravanam does? Shravanam gives us the knowledge, and Mananam, reflection, removes the possible doubts that may crop up in our mind. Therefore, friends, those who are deeply involved in study of Vedanta and spiritual practice according to Vedanta, they must study Panchadashi. Panchadashi takes away all the possible human doubts. Doubt-free knowledge alone can lead to experience. Knowledge with doubt is called as ignorance. See? Like the other day, we were going somewhere. So, my friend Swamiji, you had gone there. Do you know the road and the house? I said, yes, I know after I reached there. If you ask now, I don't know where it is. So that is not the knowledge. So, itham vakyehi tadarthanusandhanam shravanam bhavet. So what is said, we take the implied meaning and not the words alone, and thereafter the anusandhana, the continuous abidance in this knowledge, freedom from the possible doubts is called as mananam. And here the mananam is possible only under 2-3 conditions. Number 1, Shraddhavan lavati jnanam. Before listening to the Vedanta, we must have Shraddha. Kathopanishad begins with this. When the child Nachiket, he saw his father doing something wrong. Ushan havai vajasravasaha sarvavedasam dalo tasyaha Nachiketa nama putra asa tagam hasantam kumaram dakshinasaniyamanaasu shraddha avivesha saha amanyata. This Vajasravas, he gave away everything. And when the time of giving dakshina to the Brahmins, the cows in the form of dakshina, he selected the dilapidated cows which were fit to go to the slaughterhouse. Such dirty, dying cows were selected and they were given in dakshina to the Brahmins. Like many people, they have the Brahmin as a cook in their house and all the dakshina goes to him as a salary. So, when he saw this thing, so he thought, this is wrong. He is not doing right. But before that, Shraddha Avivesha. He started thinking with Shraddha. Shraddha is that chemical in our thinking which makes us think positive, not negative. See, we have not seen God, but the Mahatmas say there is God. So unless we accept it blindly with the force of Shraddha, we will never proceed. See, therefore, Shravanam, when it is supported by Shraddha, then Mananam begins. Then we start thinking how this is possible and not how this is not possible. Normally what we do, oh, it is okay for you normally, you are a sannyasi, but we are grahasthas, it is not possible to give a body identification, how can we live, then who will drive here and bring here without body? No. Then it is not understood. See, friends. Therefore, after Mananam is done, then the third state, the Antaranga Sadhana, the inner disciplining, is Nididhyasanam. Stabhyam nirvichikitse arthe chetasaha sthapitasya tat ekatanatvam ekathi Nididhyasanam uchyate. Now, we have a clear understanding of the Tattvamasi Mahavakya. The Upadesha instruction is Tattvamasi and the understanding is Aham Brahmasmi and the experience is firm abidance in this is the ultimate goal of life. So first, abidance in this Aham Brahmasmi, but it has to be firm. Otherwise, while giving lecture, I am Brahman, after lecture is over, I am Dukhi. No. See, friends. And for that, one has to be 24/7, Ekatanatva, this and nothing else. See, friends. If you see, study the life histories of many Mahatmas, in their life, other than this, there was no other thing. For us, the best example, our Mumbaiya, Nisargadatta Maharaj. He was living through the body. He was never living as the body. And he was average person. not extraordinary as a person, but he was the vehicle through whom the truth revealed in its full glory. So when this is possible for one Pan Mediwala, why not we? We can. See friends, this positive approach will alone keep us on this track all through. This is what is called Nididhyasana. Therefore, your meditation is a time-bound scheme. I do meditation in the morning for half an hour. Thereafter, frustration. Then again in the evening, meditation. Thereafter, frustration. So 24 hours are divided into two categories. 1 hour meditation, 23 hours frustration. That is not spiritual. So, Nididhyasana is 24/7. See friends, Nididhyasana means a state of a Jivan Mukta. The one who is ever abiding and living through the Panchakoshas and yet not coming under the influence of these. So, Ekatanatu etadhi Nididhyasana uchyate. Now, to remain in this, we have to do practice for short periods. See, like you must have seen these musicians. Why musicians take, this one, I suffer because of that. Arangatram. You know Arangatram? Arangatram is that what we call Bharatanatyam. Those sweet girls, they have to dance continuously for 3 hours. Then they get a certificate that yes, he can make anybody miserable for 3 hours. So overnight that stamina doesn't come. They have to keep on doing it. So initially when they start for 5 minutes, then 10 minutes, then 20 minutes, and after they have become perfect in that, then even while cooking the food only they will So they are 24/7 in Bharatanatyam. In the same manner, these small attacks of meditation will ultimately lead us to lead our life as Jivan Mukta. Therefore, these meditations are small trailers, small practice. You must have seen this, weightlifters. They directly don't lift 500 kilo. They start with 500 gram and then 1 kilo. They slowly, they increase their stamina and then they increase up to 500 kilo. In the same manner, meditation is what? Dhyatru dhyane parityajya kramadhiyaikagocharam nivata deepavachittam samadhira vidhiyate. Hereafter, the teacher says, now you practice samadhi. What is samadhi? Dhyatru, the meditator, dhyana, the meditation, parityajya. When meditation is effortless, there is no meditator. When there is no meditator, there is no meditation. Then what remains? What remains is Paramatma. Dhyatru, dhyane, parityaj. Patanjali Maharshi, Prayatna Shaithilya, Ananta Samapatibhyam. These are the two techniques, most important techniques. Prayatna Shaithilya, effortlessness. Ananta Samapatibhyam, merging in the infinite. To keep this whole space free from the problems We have to take care so much to keep the total space free from the problem. No care is required. See, whenever we are in anything finite, it is samsara. It is full of efforts. It is tiredness. It is success or failure. Earth has to go somewhere. Water can go somewhere. Fire can go here and there. Air can move here and there. Space, there is nowhere to go, nothing to do. Therefore, Ananda Samapatti, when the meditator and the meditation disappear. So what should we do? I have started doing that. What is that? I stopped doing meditation. That is not the right way. Because you are still doing that. See, 4th chapter Bhagavad Gita. Karmani akarmayaha pashyet and akarmani cha karmayaha. If I am not doing meditation, that means the doer is still there. So what is meant is, do meditation, but in such a manner that the meditator disappears. And when in this meditation, meditator disappears, means the efforts cease to be. Now take your daily example. Dhyatru dhyane parityajya. The person wants to go to sleep. So I want to sleep. I want to sleep. So when I, meditator, and the want out of these two, who is the first who has to disappear? The one who wants to sleep, he should disappear. When the I disappears, want will disappear. And when I and the want disappears, sleep begins. In the same manner, I want to do meditation. Out of these two, the dhyatru, the meditator must disappear. And meditator can disappear only when we reach a state of effortlessness. Effortlessness cannot happen overnight. Effortlessness happens only when our total life is lived without any struggle to prove anything to anybody. When our total life is lived without any justification, I did like this because of this. Who asked you? These two things. When these two things are deleted, we are able to understand the meaning of Dhyatru Dhyane Parityajya. Then, Kramadhyeika Gocharam. Now, I is not important, meditation is not important, Paramatma is important. See? How do we do this? I will give an example. I had told you about this, I remember, but by God's grace, you must have forgotten. This happened in England. In Wales, I stayed with one British family. Elderly people, very sweet. And their house is 350 years old. So when you walk, sounds. Very small one. And old, not like square beams, wooden beams. The whole tree must have been cut and put over there. This time. So when I was one day morning, got up, finished my morning thing, and in my bed itself I was sitting. And the Amma came to call me for tea or coffee. She came and opened the door and she saw I am sitting, so she went. After some time when I went down, I said, Mama, tea, coffee, something fresh. She said, Swami, I am so sorry, please forgive me. So what happened right in the morning? Enjoy. No, I came, you were sitting in meditation and I disturbed you. I said, Mama, you abused me, but don't tell that I was sitting in meditation. Why? I said, I never sit in meditation. Then what you were doing? I said, I was sitting in the lap of Bhagavan Sri Krishna. When I said to her, that old lady started crying and she hugged me. She said, how casually can you say this? Is it ever possible? Now I understand you when you said don't do meditation. When you do meditation, Dhyatru, meditator is born. Then when meditator is born, struggle. On the contrary, go and sit in the Lord's lap. Kanaya, take over, okay? Relax. Paramatma alone remains. Otherwise, take this leg there, heart in mana, going the wrong way. Dhyatru dhyane parityajya dheyam ekai dheyam dheyaika gocharam then nivata deepavat chittam. Then what happens to such a mind? Nivata deepavat, a flame without any breeze around. If you take a tube light or a bulb, and if you take a flame, what is the difference between the two? The flame is live. Little bit air comes, it will move. But whether there is a storm, the tube light remains the same dumb, like an inert stone. In the same manner, the mind is still alive. Everything is experience. All perceptions are intact. But like the flame, it has all the potentiality to move, but because there is no wind of desire, there is no movement. That means the mind is potentially alive. It is not a dead mind. It is not the Jada Samadhi. It is the Chetana Samadhi. See friends, in Yoga Shastra, what they talk about is the Jada Samadhi. In Jada Samadhi, importance is I sit in one posture without moving, and then I don't hear anything, and I don't know how many hours I sat. So we are still only in the matter, Prakriti. See, and after the Samadhi is over, thereafter, Dum Dhadaka, Suru again. See friends, therefore, the meaning of Samadhi in Vedanta has a different value, different understanding. So, Nivata Deepavat Chittam Samadhihi Abhidhiyate. That is what is called as Samadhi. Only sitting for half an hour like a military drill is not Samadhi. Vrittayastu tadanim api ajñata atmagocharaha smaranat anuviyante vidhitasya samuttitaha. Now during this experience of Samadhi, all these thoughts were focused on the self. Now here is also some technical topic we are attentive. When knowledge takes place, two stages happen. First stage is called as Vritti Vyapti. Means when I know this is a mic, my mind takes the shape of the mic. So mind has taken the shape of the object. It is called a Vritti Vyapti. The Vritti, the thought, has taken the shape of the object. Vritti Vyapti. Second stage. I know this is a mic. So when the mind has taken the shape of the object, knowledge cannot happen unless the knower is supporting the Vritti Vyapti. And when the knower is born, that means this is a mic and I know this is a mic. So the I know component of the knowledge is called as the Phala Vyapti. So in case of the objective knowledge, there are two stages. One is the Vritti Vyapti and second is the Phala Vyapti. I know. But when it comes to one's own self, the mind is focusing to its own source, then the vritti vyapti happens. But the phala vyapti, I know myself, cannot happen. Because the knower known difference has dissolved. Like the eyes can see everything, but when the eyes are focused on themselves, the eyes and the vision, both of them disappear. See? Therefore, vrittaya tadanim api ajnata api atmagocharaha. So during the samadhi, the thoughts are introvert focusing to its own source, and there is not yet firm abidance in this experience, yet the experience is there, and therefore vittitasya samuttita smaranat anubiyante, and when one comes out of the samadhi, he had this experience. Yes, I had a deep experience. I can't talk about it, but I had. Unless this experience is there, it cannot be remembered. The experiencer and the rememberer has to be one. You cannot remember my childhood experiences, and I cannot remember your childhood experiences. Therefore, when we practice this samadhi again and again, we come to discover as the absolute self that during samadhi there were no thoughts, no disturbances, there was all bliss, and when the samadhi breaks and again the waking world starts, again it is recognized, yes, during that time there was no disturbance of any type and it was a blissful experience. From this we infer that in the samadhi the truth was revealed, although through the medium of thoughts. And how it is known through the medium of thoughts? Because only vritti vyapti happens, phala vyapti doesn't happen. This is the meaning. Anadavya samsare sanchita karma kotayaha anena vilayam yanti shuddho dharmo vivardhate. Anadi iha samsare sanchita karma kotayaha. So in this beginningless samsara, there are millions and millions of karma and their samskar on our mind. These anena vilayam yanti. By this practice of samadhi, all these impressions slowly start dying away. See friends, example I gave you, when you are ironing your clothes, if it has become too dry, so we put little bit of water and make it soft and then move the iron. So in the same manner, when we practice this samadhi for a longer period of time, for many, many days and years and months, then the old habit of our own thoughts starts becoming weaker and weaker. You know, in medical terminology, it is called as the unused atrophy. Suppose you stop writing. You know, when our Sham writes, I am always jealous, he writes so fast and very neat handwriting. Earlier I used to also write very nicely and very good handwriting. But now, last so many years I stopped writing, only laptop goes all the time. So I start. First sentence very nicely, second, the ability to write fast has died. It doesn't go. Why? Atrophy. If this happens with the physical organs, equally it happens with the mind. friends, that is what I have been again and again emphasizing. Stop talking to the world as well as stop talking to yourself. It is just a habit. We don't know how much we talk. Non-stop. If there is some machine, it can be fixed to somewhere, and like this I got this recorder, you fix it in your pocket, you keep it. 1 TB, terabyte, 1000 GB. You will require 100 TB machines to record all what you want. And then we say, I don't know, my mind is very disturbed, because we have trained that way. See friends, a person who wants to learn driving, will he learn driving directly on the highway or in the middle of Girgaon? No. He will go in an open space, football ground, and there try to learn to drive, and that person will search a tree to make an accident. No control over it. In the same manner, while dealing with the world, we have no control over ourselves. And then driving on the highway or in Girgaon is like when you sit for meditation, there the traffic is so much. While dealing with the world, if we remain non-reactionary, then alone on the seat of meditation, you remain effortlessly quiet. And even if there are thoughts, you don't get disturbed. Even if there is a traffic on the highway, a good driver will not get disturbed. But the one who can create accident even on the football ground, searching for a tree, such a person can never be fit to drive on the highways. In the same manner, a person while dealing with the world is always at war, constantly reacting to every small little thing. Will such a mind ever be able to be at peace? See? Therefore, here the teacher says, the spiritual practice should mean that when we are practicing this Adhyatmopanishad Samadhi, it will start from outside. Our condition is like one lady. She went to the doctor. Doctor Sahab, I am too heavy. I want to reduce my weight. Will you please give me some advice? Doctor said, okay. He wrote a diet scheme. Take this and come after 2 months. So she waited for 2 months, double the size. So, doctor was surprised. Will you please tell me what did you do? See, Dr. Saab, whatever you told me, I used to eat that religiously after eating my usual food. Our spiritual practice is like this. And then we complain, why I am putting on weight? The doctor is not good. See Maharaj, unless while dealing with the world you are at peace, you cannot remain at peace when you are with yourself. How important it is. Therefore, anena vilayam yanti, by the samadhi abhyas, these old habits will slowly die away. See, what are the habits? We have got the habits about talking somebody who is not in the present, then evaluating somebody, then condemning somebody, appreciating somebody. This is all the time we are doing it. And we are not doing with any purpose. It is just a habit. See, in Panchadashi, it is said that our thoughts, if you see them, they are classified in two categories. One kind of thought is desire oriented. I want this, etc. Second type of thoughts are manorajya, habitual thinking. We don't want anything. Yet the mind is going on and on and on. And in the old age, people don't suffer because of the desire fulfillment. They suffer because the mind doesn't stop. Then we go to the doctor. Doctor said, mind is too disturbed. What should I do? Take the holy. See? Because we have never worked on our mind. Therefore, by this samadhi abhyasa, our habitual thinking must die. And if habitual thinking can die, only if we are committed to walk the spiritual path. Not half-heartedly, wholeheartedly. Spelling should be correct. So, anena vilayam yanti and shuddho dharmo vivardhate. Dharma here means antakarana, the mind. Then the mind starts remaining purer and purer. What is a pure mind? Number one, it does not get influenced by the old habits, the likes and the dislikes. Don't imagine likes and dislikes will disappear from the mind totally. No. They may be there. But are we getting influenced by those likes and dislikes? That is important. Tulsidas ji says in his Ramayana, Ramcharitmanas, in Kali Yuga, when the bad thoughts come in the mind, they do not create sins. On the contrary, when you sit for meditation, all kinds of thoughts come. It is the process of abortion of the thoughts. When abortions happen, baby is not allowed to grow. See? Therefore, don't worry too much about this. I don't know why bad thoughts are. Let them know why you worry. See? Unless they are activated in action, no sin is created. Therefore, shuddho dharmo vivardhate, we will stop getting influenced by any kinds of thoughts, number one. Number two, shuddho dharmo vivardhate, we will start living our life in an utterly alert manner. See? This is what Patanjali says, Ritambhara pragya. Ritambhara means what? Ritam means absolute reality, as indicated by the Upanishad. Satyam vadishyami, Ritam vadishyami. See? So Ritambhara, that quality of our mind which will be able to comprehend the reality. See? Presently our mind is not able to even comprehend even worldly things. See? And because of that, there is a difference among the students. One student, Uttam Adhikari, once only he listens and things are over. Uttam Adhikari. Second is Madhyam Adhikari. Listens only what is convenient for him or her, not what is really meant. Third, Adham Adhikari, doesn't understand anything like a chair. And the fourth type, Mahabha, Adhama Adham, understands exactly the opposite. The teacher is the same. The difference is because of this Shuddho Dharmo Vivardhate is there or not. Like many people, they write us or speak to us, Swamiji, what you were telling, I have realized now. So what did I tell? used to tell that Prakrute kriyamanani gune karmani sarvashaha ahankara vimudhatma kartaham iti maniyate. I said, I didn't say this, Bhagavan Krishna said, whatever it is we heard from you, now I understood. How many days it took? Swami, I will not tell you lies. It took 20 years for me to understand this thing. I have gone through many ups and downs. And I tell you, I have never imagined I could be like this, what I am doing. Then I told him, look here, sir, when your mother used to tell you, come for Bhagavad Katha, you told me you used to run away. And even if you go and sit down, you will find some excuse. Mummy, Sushu jana hai, and never come back. And how many times she told you, but you never listen. Yes. Now, I am listening to you, Swamiji, for last 15, 20 years. Now, I can very clearly tell I am not the same what I used to be there. Small little things used to upset me so much that I used to make the whole house on fire. That is gone. Shuddho dharmo vivardhate. And second thing, I had some case wrongly filing returns by the CA. As a result, he was fined something like 40 lakhs because of wrong filing of the returns. So he said I was talking on phone to somebody, and on that when I was talking, some other person unknown to me, he said, hey Maharaj, if you have got this problem, go to such and such person. He is a good CA. He will sort it out, don't worry. But don't reference, you go and tell him straight away. He said, I will do that person. And that person told, don't worry. Show me your all papers, and he studied it. He said, no, you will get all your money back. What an extra you have paid. And I just gave it to him. And Kanayana Lakijay. And to my surprise, they have returned me 20 lakhs. Income tax department returning money. I said, because of two things. One, Shuddho dharmo vivardhate, and second, your surrender to the divine will is perfect. This does not happen overnight, friends. Therefore, if we are really leading the spiritual practice, the magnetic charisma in our personality has to appear. Dharmame gamimam prahu samadhim yoga vittamaha. So those who are the well-knowers of the yoga, they say this is called as the dharma mega samadhi. Dharma mega samadhi, it is like mega the clouds. It is like the clouds of dharma, purity, are showering. Varshati esha yatha dharma amrita dhara sahasrasha. The mind becomes so pure that world doesn't disturb. It is not a dull-witted mind. Ritambhara pragya is awakened, and the eagerness, the jigyasa to know the truth becomes ultimate and intense. When all these things happen, as a result of our samadhi practice, then we are practicing samadhi according to the Vedanta Shastra. Otherwise, simply sitting like a buffalo for half an hour, nothing is being done. It has to be clearly recognized. So, varshati esha yatha dharma amrita dhara sahasrasha. Like it is a showering of the nectar of the divine bliss. See? Then amuna vasana jale nishesha pravilapite samulon mulite punya papakhe karma sanche. And by this amuna, by this dharma mega samadhi, vasana jale nishesha pravilapite, all our wrong and earlier habitual way of living disappears. Most of us are the victims of our own habits. And we are not aware that we are not leading an intelligent life. Our life is a habitual life. The difference between the wise and the otherwise is the otherwise man is a victim of his own habitual lifestyle. A wise man is always spontaneous. He doesn't live a habitual existence. See? I was once, went to Muller Pandan, who was living with Nisargadatta Maharaj. So I asked him, I said, you please tell me your some experiences. He said, Swami, what to tell you? He was never predictable. Next moment what? We never know. Sometime, every evening we used to go for a walk. Sometime on the footpath somebody is sitting and saying some all stupid things. He will sit down there. And what will do? The safety pins. He has कितने का how many? दो आने आधार देंगे. And he will bargain and buy. And after the bought, keep it in the pocket. Throughout life, he will never use it. But he has to buy. Sometime he is walking, suddenly enters some hotel, lassi pilao, and miss her. You just can't predict because there is no habitual lifestyle. Like a child, unmattavat, balavat, pishachavat. That freedom of rising above our habitual lifestyle is possible only when amuna vasana jane nishesha pravilapite. There are no lingering habits, and as a result, samunor mulite punya papa ke karma sanchaye. Then for him there is nothing as sin and nothing as merit. Sin and merit are our own imaginations. A person is trained right from childhood that if you take the pradakshina, keeping the Lord on the right side, clockwise direction, it is punya. If you do the pradakshina, keeping the Lord on the left side and anti-clockwise, it is sin. Now it has gone deep in him. And if anybody is doing the other way around, hey, galat hai, aisa mat karo, aisa karo. See? I remember many years before, once our Swami was inaugurating some place for construction of his school, morning time. And he came from his room and one coconut was given to him to break it. So Swami was standing there and closed his eyes, kept the coconut in his hand, and the wise people are always there. So the headmaster or the principal of the school, she said, Swamiji, excuse me, this side is not the east. East is in the other direction. When he opened his eyes, the direction which I face is the east. Can we say like that? See, friends, one rises above all this habitual lifestyle. See, where the God is not, the one who is abiding in this, he can never be the victim of the traditions. So, samunor mulite punya papa ke karma sanjay, all the impressions of karma will be once for all removed. Vakyam apratipaddham sat prak paroksham bhasate karamalakavat bodha aparoksham prasuyate. Earlier, when the Tattvamasi Mahavakya was heard reflected upon, practice, meditation, etc. was tried, but that time it was only the borrowed knowledge. Yes, there is Paramatma, there is Jivatma, there is Jagat, there is Sadhana. It was only an informative. FYI, for your information. It was only FYI, not beyond that. But after this Samadhi, Dharma Mega Samadhi Abhyas is done, Karama Amalakavat Bodham. Now the experience is as clear as an apple on your hand. No doubt about it. So, what is the reason? That we listen to the Vedanta, but the experience doesn't take place. Because the instrument through which we come in contact is not the fit instrument. When the cataract comes on the eyes, why everything is so dark? People are not putting sufficient light. But others are comfortable. Why we are not comfortable? Because our instrument is not perfect. And when the cataract is removed, everything is so clear that even a tube light is hurting, so we put on the goggles. Like Karuna Didi. Therefore, Kara Amala Kavat Bodham Aparoksham Prasuyate. Therefore, friends, Vedanta knowledge does not take because we are carrying the load of desires. This I want, that I want, there is no end to that. Unless we are having the courage to renounce everything, the truth will not happen. Unless we are able to drop the waking world completely, sleep does not happen. Even for experiencing the joy of sleep, we have to discard everything, including our ego. Therefore, to recognize the absolute, how much more important it is. And for getting that little bit experience of the deep sleep, we are ready to sacrifice everything. But to get that infinite blissful experience forever, we hesitate to sacrifice Mr. I. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om